Yep, see, they moved my lights. Somebody was out here. I think it was the critters. I think we'll have our coffee out on the patio today. It's just so nice out. It says it's only 50, but it feels really warm in the sun. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's a little bit cooler over here because it's shaded. Let's see. But honestly, it doesn't. It feels a lot warmer when you're over here. So yeah, let me go get my coffee. Last night was an absolute nightmare. Just ridiculous. And before I get started, I want to let you know it was completely my fault. I'm just learning. There's a learning curve to this, and I've only gone out a handful of times. But one of the most important rules of being a delivery driver is not only making sure your car is sound and will get you from point A to point B, but your phone. Your phone is your job. Everything comes across your phone. So make sure your phone is charged to 100%, especially if it's an older phone and it doesn't hold a charge, which is my situation. So when I went out yesterday, I was only at 56%, which that was my fault. I didn't even think about, how fast my phone would die. Luckily, Diana went with me. Thank you, Diana. You are an angel. Because if I had gone through this alone, I would have just quit. But she was there with me, helping me. She had to go through my nightmare with me. And it was going okay. I had just finished delivering food and it was slow. So I went to another spot where it's always busy. And sure enough, as soon as we got over there, I get an order. Well, actually, I did get another order before this one, but it was for like 30 miles away. And I accepted it, which was my bad, because I just saw that it was going to be shopping at this grocery store, but delivered 30 miles away. I was like, and I hit accept because it was for a lot of money. And then when I saw the address, I was like, oh no, I'm not driving out there. How do I get out of this? So she showed me how, and we got out of it real quick, but that's not good. That doesn't look good. It was a cancellation on my part, but I'm sure they found somebody else to do it. So then another order comes across for the grocery store, and I was like, oh, right on. And it was pretty, it was for like, I don't know, 9 items or something. So we run in there, we're going to do the shopping. And by then my phone had gone down to like 30%. And I was like, okay, I didn't think I'd have to worry until I got down to 20. So we go in the grocery store and I can see it's still going down. I'm like, God, it's going down pretty fast. So I'm like, oh, let's rush through this. So, the one thing we couldn't find, and we're all over the store looking for this one thing. It was a store that we don't shop in, neither one of us. So it was kind of hard, but we're running back and forth. We did find everything except for one item. And just as I was going to get ready to check out, another order comes across. Since I'm already there, I'm thinking, okay, and this one was only like 7 items. So I thought, this will be easy. So we start shopping. Well, it was all the freshly made stuff that they make during the day. They only make so much of it. And then when they run out, they're out. Well, this was 8 o'clock at night and they were out of almost everything they asked for. And so then I kept hitting, what were alternatives and sending messages and trying to find other replacements. So it was taking a long time and my phone's just going down, down, down. And I didn't even get half of what they wanted because they were out of everything, but I got what I could. We get up to the register. I think I was at 13% at that point. I pay for the order. I show them the code for the first one. It goes great. Then I get ready to pay for the second order, which was actually the first one I shopped for. I show him, I'm trying to find the code and it's not coming up. Nothing's coming up. So he said, here, let me see the phone because, he's done this and he's such a sweet guy and he was really trying to be helpful. And he's looking, he's like, he couldn't find it. He's like, this is weird. So finally Dinah said, just call support. So I said, yeah, let me get out of your line. People are backing up and, I'll just go around the corner. and figure it out. I'll call support. So I did. We pull around, to the side of the register and we call support. Useless. She's like, well, let me do a share screen. And I'm trying to tell her, look, my phone's dying and I can't pay for this order. No code's coming up. Huh. And then she's like trying, and I was like, you know what? This isn't working and it's draining my phone. And I know pretty soon it's going to die and I'm not going to have the address to deliver to the other people. So I just said, I'm canceling it. I'm going to cancel this order, even though we shopped for it. So that's what I did. I hit cancel. We put the grocery cart to the side and we're leaving. And Diana, she's so sweet. She's like, we can't just leave that there. We should put that back, which is the right thing to do. And I said, you know what? My phone's going to die. Would you do that? And I'll run out to the car and charge my phone real fast so I can at least get the address before it dies. I'll write it down on a piece of paper. So I go out to the car and waiting for my phone, and it died in transit to the car. So I plug it in. I'm waiting, and Diana's not coming back. She's not coming back. So I run back into the store. And I run in on this side. Well, as I come in on this side, she comes out on that side and she's looking for me and I'm in the store looking for her. And I was like, oh my God. And finally I come out and I see her and she's got the bags and we're walking up to the car and I realized she's got the bags of the order that we didn't pay for. I'm going, no, those are and she's like, oh my God. So we run back in and grab, luckily the other bag, or did I have the bag? I don't even remember. It was crazy, but we took it back in because we didn't want to steal it. And we grabbed the other bag. She must not have put it away, or I had it. I honestly don't remember. This is how upset I was. But so we get in the car and my phone's charging. I was like, oh, good. Maybe I can, get the address, because I was driving home at this point. I thought I'm going to run home and plug it in just so I can at least get the one address. Well, it died. Even up to 2% trying to load everything. So I said, let me just run in the house. I plug it in because I have a fast charger at home. Sure enough, it only took me a couple minutes. The address comes up. I write it down, thank God, on a piece of paper. I go back out, plug in my phone in my car. Of course, it dies, but I have the address. We couldn't find it. It was dark and we're going back and forth. It should have been here. I thought we couldn't find it. So luckily she had her phone. So she Google Maps it. Turns out it was back down another block. Thank God. So I, turn around, we go down the street. It's dark. We're having a hard time seeing the mailboxes. Nobody has lights, I swear. So finally we find it. I deliver the order, but when you deliver an order, you have to take a picture and say it's delivered. It sends a message to the customer. So I couldn't do that. So I thought, now I got to run home and plug my phone in again just so I can say I delivered it. So I did. I ran back home. Well, first I dropped Diana off at her car and because it was on the way. So I dropped her off. I go home. I plug in my phone. Takes a few minutes. And then I was able to put delivered. I wasn't able to take a picture, which you normally have to do because I wasn't there. But you can write in a message that said I left it on the porch and I hit delivered. So... and that's not even there was more. And Diana's like, are you going to be able to put this on your video? I said, I'm not even going to remember all this. I just remember how frantic I was. I thought, oh, these poor people, they're waiting for their food. And I'm just screwing it up. And I thought it had to have been something I did. But she said, no, it didn't make sense that the code didn't show up. I couldn't find it. She couldn't find it. The guy at the register couldn't find it. And he's dealt with this. So we don't know why the code didn't show up. It showed up for the first order. So I don't understand. So I got to figure that out. Lesson learned. I will make sure my phone is at 100%. I need to invest in a newer phone because I think my battery's just old. It just doesn't hold a charge. And I even got a new cord. And I swear it drains my battery when I plug it in the car. Unless I have my phone completely shut off. I can't even turn Uber on because it drains it. So I've got to figure that out. And I even have one of those little chargers that you plug in the bottom of your phone. The same thing. It looks like it sucks the battery out. I was telling my husband that. And he goes, that don't make sense because it works for his. So it's got to be my phone. But I can't buy a new phone. I don't have the money right now. I've got to keep working to make enough money, even though, that's part of this job. You got to have your phone. It's top priority. So in the meantime, I've got to be very careful. When my phone gets down to 30%, I got to stop. I'm going to make sure it's charged to 100% when I go out. And just take it from there. But yeah, it was I'm terrible under stress. I was panicked and I'm running around. I'm running through the grocery store with my cart like, I'm driving in the Indy 500, man. I'm running and she's running and I probably looked absolutely ridiculous. But it's like, hurry, hurry. And then to not be able to find the stuff is like, she wanted the freshly made sushi. Well, they had like 4 packages of sushi left. Usually it's full, and it wasn't any of the ones she wanted. The freshly made, they have soups and salads and all that stuff, and they just make so much for their day, and nothing. So it was like unbelievable. And then I felt bad because I canceled that order after I shopped for it. But like Diana said, they'll just send it out to somebody else. So, but they're going to get it a little bit later. Um, I just felt really bad for my customers. And then I was worried this morning that, I'm going to get dinged. And I did. I got dinged I turned down that one order that was 30 minutes away. And then I got dinged for canceling that other order. It said that my cancellation rate is 7%. And in this area, it's usually 5%. So that doesn't look good for me. And I'm new. So I don't know how that's going to impact me. And, yeah, so I didn't make a lot of money last night. Because I would have, if I would have done these orders correctly, if everything would have gone right. So, but yeah, that's my tale of terror. I was just like almost wanting to quit last night. I thought I suck at this. I need to quit. And then this morning I woke up and I thought, no, I'm learning from this. This is a lesson learned. Yeah, it was my fault. I take responsibility. I'm going to do better today. And I'm going to get back out on the saddle, or what is it? Get back on the horse. I'm going to do that. But it's Monday. I pick up 5 kids from 5 different schools. We've got soccer practice, so I am going to be busy all day. Plus today I start my Connect with Me, and I need to get off the camera so I can be prepared to answer the phone. I'll let you guys know how that goes. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Hi, Jazz.